Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993 and I made a video regarding why I quit this game, but it was very long. Like it was about 40 minutes long, which is very high. Okay, so in this video, I'll basically condense the fact of why, what is happening, and the lore behind it. Okay, and afterwards, what I'll do is I'll put this to private and then I'll basically copy the same name to the new topic as well. Okay, so in this video, I'll explain everything one by one. First of all, let's look at the member. So this is Alpha Lucia, this is Luna, and this is Nanami. This one is a android. She wasn't human at any time. And this is Kamui Tenebrion and this is Kamu. Okay, now the reason I am telling you their name first is because okay, another one is Wanshi, and should be another one. This is Vera. She has another suit which goes by the name Vera Garnet. Okay, so it is like an episode where we'll be getting to use her, but also at the same time we'll be able to know why she is the way she is and many other stuff. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, let's start with this thing here. Okay, so Lucia and Luna, what is their relationship? They are sisters. Okay, uh, these two are sisters. And what happened in the game was suddenly at a certain night, Luna's birthday. Okay, Luna's birthday, and the real Lucia and her family were tried to having a dinner time with together, obviously, because they were having a fun little time as a family. Okay, but eventually the punishing virus bots, okay, bots as in robots who got infected by the punishing virus was causing chaos. So as a result those androids entered the house of Alpha Lucia and Luna's house and eventually killing the parents. While the mother was still alive, mother asked Lucia to take Luna to a safe place. And eventually they got out of that trouble. Okay, so this is the real beginning. If you play the Luna part, you will eventually know what is happening. Okay, eventually know. Now during that time there was this organization. I do not know what the organization was. It was basically sent by the same people who was using the Gestalt AI. So the people who was using the Gestalt AI were also basically a member of the Babylon. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Babylon. Okay. So this Babylon is basically outside of the planet Earth. They are orbiting the Earth. So that's basically where they are. And from there, they are basically using this Gestalt to come up with many ways to load the virus. And eventually, they send a group of individuals who will do the task, such as recruiting members who will be able to fight against the virus. So eventually, Lucia and Luna met this guy goes by the name Nicola. His name was Nikola, Nicola. Okay, so Nicola was the one who suggested to Lucia that become, if Lucia becomes a construct, then Luna will automatically become a member of the Babylon satellite. Okay, so the thing is, Nicola, you will eventually realize, broken the promise up to 3 times. Okay, so this is the first time he is gonna say to Lucia that, listen, I need you to turn into a construct so that when you become a construct you'll be fighting against these viruses or affected robot while maintaining a good life for Luna. After hearing that, Lucia said okay, and Lucia even said to Luna, listen, this is what is happening. I'll be gone for a short while, but don't worry, the Babylon people will take care of you. Okay, so eventually Luna was gone to the operation table, and Luna was waiting. During that same time, even though Nicola made a promise to Lucia, Nicola made another promise to Luna that if you become a construct, then I will place Lucia as a member of the Babylon satellite so that your sister can survive very easily. So we can definitely see that the 2 times Nicola lied. So Nicola's main purpose wasn't to actually give comfortable life to one of them. Rather, Nicola's main target was to recruit as much as member as possible. Okay, like this is why I do not like this Nicola guy. Okay, even though I do not know why, but majority of the people in this punishing Grey Raven community says that Nicola did necessary thing. Okay, he did necessary thing. Okay, how do you gain trust? Okay, people say people will say he is fighting for the humanity. Okay, what is humanity? Humanity is not built upon uh, good behaviors only. Humanity is built upon trust. And if I do good behavior, but in return my good behavior will eventually lead to a landslide, so obviously that is not a very good thing. Exactly what Nicola did. Nicola basically lied to Lucia and Luna 2 times. And while Lucia's part was successful, Luna's part wasn't. So what happened to Luna was Luna somehow gotten affected by the punishing virus, and eventually there was another blonde hair man. Okay, I forgot his name. Let's call him blonde hair man. So where should I put it here? Somewhere here. I'll put the name. BLOND, blonde hair man. So the blonde hair man was the one who forced Nicola to tell Luna to become a construct. And Nicola already said to the blonde hair guy that, but Luna's sister already decided to do this role. Why are you doing this? So blonde guy said, because it doesn't matter. It's not like Babylonia is gonna accepting everyone. Both you and I know that. So basically, even Nicola also knew that Babylon doesn't actually have enough space to put every family member onto the Babylon station in the sky. So eventually, Nicola didn't told anything to any of the sisters what is happening. So after Lucia came back and saw that Luna was gone, Lucia asked Nicola, where is Luna? So eventually, Nicola said that while you were in the operation, a virus break happened and it killed Luna. And that is basically how he lied. Nicola lied 3 times. Okay, Nicola lied 3 times. And when Nicola was telling the lies to Lucia, this Luna was already a, what should I call it, an ascendant member. Okay, basically speaking, Luna was capable of using the punishing virus during that time when Luna actually heard Nicola lied to Lucia. So after that, many times went by, and eventually Lucia somehow managed to meet with Luna. Okay, basically Luna was looking for Lucia, and eventually they met. And when they saw each other, Lucia's first thought was, what should I call it, betrayal. Like either this is betrayal or she is actually Luna's sister. This is what Lucia thought, that Luna was actually the real Luna, but maybe Nicola lied. So Lucia, Alpha Lucia, basically real Lucia is the Alpha Lucia. So Alpha Lucia was fighting against Luna's subordinate, goes by the name, what was it, Ronald. Okay, let me show you the guy. Ronald was fighting against Ronald for 3 days, and after 3 days, what basically happened, Luna eventually got tired, and Luna basically made Lucia saw the same doll that Lucia once gave to Luna, eventually realized that this is actually Luna. Okay, so that's basically how it goes. And and then during that time, okay, during the time when Ronald and Lucia were fighting against each other, Lucia was hiding, and eventually Asimov, the scientist who was capable of doing mind copying, copied Lucia's mind, and Nicola was the one who suggested to copy her mind. Told to whom? Told to Asimov. So Nicola told Asimov to copy Lucia's mind because Lucia is very deterministic. Maybe we will be able to become victorious against this punishing virus. So Asimov says, okay, no problem, I'll do that. So right after the copying was done, how do I do redo? So right after the work was done, immediately Ronald appeared again, and basically during that time, Asimov had done the copying of Lucia as a backup, and eventually once Lucia met Luna, basically they realized that they were both lied by this Nicola person. Okay, so basically speaking, the real Lucia and the real Luna basically met, and they realized that they were deceived by the Babylon. Okay, then what happened afterwards was Asimov, by the order of Nicola, made a copy of Lucia, which is the fake Lucia, and we were introduced not to the real Lucia. We were introduced to the real replica copy of the original one, and we basically made this Lucia here. We basically made this Lucia here, Lucia Lotus. And afterwards, what happened was a lot of exchange happened between the fake Lucia with the commandant, that eventually the commandant maybe thought that, okay, this Lucia is the real Lucia, and basically have good relationship. Maybe not a boyfriend or girlfriend, good relationship, like as a commander will have towards his member. That's the type. And eventually, a lot later, both the commandant and the fake Lucia came to realize that the real Lucia is Alpha Lucia. Okay, and then eventually, even after learning this, commandant still decided to choose fake Lucia over the real one, not because of any other reason, rather because Babylonia. Okay, like Babylonia is what basically uh, the commandant, or in short form, it in Japanese it is called Shikikan, which stand for SKK. So when I say SKK, automatically think of commandant. Okay, so SKK basically chose Babylonia, and that is the reason why SKK chose the fake Lucia. Not because SKK chose the fake Lucia first, which is why uh, SKK was getting support from the Babylonian. No, SKK chose Babylonia, and that is why SKK chose fake Lucia over the real one, because it doesn't matter as long as I'm getting fake love from this character here. SKK is fine with that. Okay, and that is basically how the SKK functions. SKK also knows the story behind Luna, and also decided, okay, not gonna hear from uh, Luna or anyone else. All he's gonna hear from is from Babylonia, nothing else. Okay, and eventually this Lee is this character here. Okay, not this. Oh, where was it? uh, okay, not that one either, this one. So basically the commandant made Lee Balefire, and Lee Balefire has a brother, I forgot whatever his name is. So Lee Balefire had the same issue as Lucia did, that Lee Balefire had his brother, okay, Lee Balefire's brother, and Lee wanted his brother to stay in the Babylonia, and that is the reason why Lee was fighting for the Babylonia. But there were even some times where some people from the organization would often suggest a hint that would give a perspective that they basically want Lee, his brother, like Lee's brother, to also become a construct. But Lee says, whatever you do, don't break my promise, else I will go against you. So this is basically what Lee said against the people who were also trying to make Lee's brother into a construct. Okay, and SKK is fine with that. SKK is fine with this one, but SKK is not fine with this one. Okay, so this is basically the connection here. Now let's talk about the Gestalt. The Gestalt was made not by one person. The Gestalt was made by another person working with the Babylonian, and that is basically Shu Pavo. Okay, Shu Pavo character has another brother. Basically, they are identical twins when they were human, but eventually, Shu Pavo basically chose to become a ascendant member. Okay, so to preserve more power, that's the whole reason, nothing else. Like, not bad intention. So eventually, when the first punishing virus broke out in the place where Shupabo country is, Gestalt, or the copy of the Gestalt which was made by Shupabo's brother, suggested to Shupabo, in order to survive the extinction of the punishing virus, Gestalt, or the copy of the Gestalt, suggested to Shupabo to turn every human consciousness into data. Okay, so which one is Shupabo? Well, let me show you. So this is Shupabo's another outfit, or another body. So I do not know how this body was formed, because uh, let me give you an example of the body. For example, there is this ice character. Okay, this is Chrome Glory, and there was another Chrome, this one. So this one is the Chrome who has his real brain inside it. Okay, but the moment this body was made, a copy of this person was basically inputted in this place here. Basically speaking, this guy is now brain dead. Okay, so basically what happens is, when a characters change their body, they are not fully changing their body, they are basically copying the person's brain and gets transferred to another new body. So every construct that basically changes body from one form to another, they basically die in the real world. Okay, so this character is actually dead, because this is the copy of this original. Because the thing is, when a certain construct is made, the first body has the real brain, and the rest of the other bodies they get received by the Babylonian government are basically a copy of the previous one. So that is the thing, that Gestalt, or Gestalt copy, told Shupavo that in order for all of the civilization to live again, just copy all of their consciousness, and when the punishing virus is over, Shupavo can basically reprint them. Okay, that's basically what Gestalt said, and Shupavo said, sure, I'll do that. Not realizing that in this way, the actual human actually dies. Consciousness and soul are basically two different topics here. Let me explain. So, consciousness versus soul. So the problem with this game is, this game has not properly defined what consciousness is and what soul is. So we as human being know that this Lucia is the real because she never changed her body. Her original brain is inside her. Okay, Alpha Lucia that is. Whereas the fake Lucia is basically a copy. So the fake Lucia has consciousness. Okay, but the real Lucia has the soul and the consciousness. So that's basically how it goes. Now overall, SKK is keep on choosing this fake Lucia all the time. And let's forget about that. If you want more information regarding if this is actually true or not, you can basically watch the Vera version. Where is it? Where is it? Vera Garnet, I think. Yeah. If you guys were to watch Vera Garnet's side story, you will know what actually happens. So if a certain individual were to not follow the rules of the Babylonian government, they are killed and made a copy. If you read the Vera's story, you will definitely see what happens. And this weapon wasn't actually her weapon. This weapon actually belonged to the person who she killed. But she didn't have a choice. She had to kill because she knows that the Babylonian government is corrupted, but she is only hiding it for a certain amount of while. But she knows that the Babylonian government is corrupted to the point that if the individual doesn't actually follow the Babylonian government style, then what will happen is they will basically kill the original person and create a copy of them and use them. Okay, so that is where she had gotten the sphere. Now, so if you were to read this One She's side story, same topic, okay, same topic. If you were to read One She's same story, such as this character here, where is he? Okay, let's see. Okay, this guy. So if you were to read this character side story, you will also see the similar topic, which is called memory recall. So what is memory recall? Let's say there are soldiers. So let's say there are soldiers on Earth, okay, and for some reason these soldiers are basically fighting against the punishing virus. Eventually, hello. So eventually, what will happen is, if for some reason their bodies are destroyed, only their consciousness are getting copied to the Babylonian satellite. And when that happens, what happens is the original soul, like the cyborg, every construct are basically a cyborg, unless they changes their body or changes their consciousness or they do memory recall. If their original body dies, then their consciousness gets copied. Their consciousness gets copied, but their soul is dead. That's basically how this functions. If you read the One She's story, now every okay, sorry, I actually meant to say every antivirus technology. Okay, this is antivirus, not anit. Sorry about that. So every antivirus technology was created by Gestalt. Okay. Now there is a thing called a modular or a module, a construct module. Construct construct module. So a construct module is basically something that a construct need in order to make sure that they are not vulnerable to the punishing virus. But these modules has the same technology that is basically need to create the virus, which was made by Gestalt. And if you were to read the what Vera did to Tifa, you will eventually see the side episode where Vera had to destroy Tifa original brain because Vera knows that the Babylonian government is keep on gonna torturing Tifa. So that is the reason why Vera had to destroy Tifa's real brain to make sure that Tifa doesn't suffer for a long period of time. Okay, and despite this, her consciousness had gotten copied by the punishing virus. So eventually, she returns a lot later. Now, the consciousness copy conspiracy was detected by Wanshi and Vera, but this stupid uh, president, or maybe king, or whatever you might call her, Shupavo, didn't knew the conspiracy of the consciousness. So as a result, she basically did exactly what the copy of the Gestalt do. What did the copy of the Gestalt do? The copy of the Gestalt told Shupavo that in order to save the humanity, upload their consciousness on the server. So basically speaking, the soul concept, the concept of soul, okay, in this game is true. The concept of consciousness copiness in the game is also true. But for some reason, Vera and Wanshi are the only people who knows how this system actually functions. Whereas Shupavo doesn't know this entire fact. As a result, what is happening? Shupavo killed the entire civilization of her country and uploaded them to the servers. Okay, so that is exactly what is happening. So Gestalt, for some reason, I think, is the main culprit, and I think Gestalt is the exact one who also planned of how to kill the civilization. In order to kill the civilization, Gestalt itself need to make enemies and fight for the side of the humanity, so that if humanity were to ever come up any way to fight against the virus, the Gestalt will be able to know how to tackle that and will send some sort of information to the virus to replicate some new model and then attack the humanity again. So majority of the people doesn't seem to understand that in this game, Gestalt is actually, I think, manipulating something from behind, which the Babylonian government themselves doesn't actually know. All the Babylonian government knows is that uh, the more consciousness we can copy, okay, the more consciousness we can copy, this is what the Babylonian government knows, the more soldier we can make. This is exactly what is happening in this game. So let's see total how much time it had taken. So it had taken 27 minutes. So I basically explained to you guys in detail explanation as much as possible. I'm not very good at video editing. I was only telling the whole example in the uh, audio manner and give you some idea of what is actually happening, who betrayed who and how, and that is basically how the punishing game is working currently right now. So if you were to ask me, okay, when did I stop playing? I stopped playing exactly after getting this Lucia here and then ending the gameplay. I ended the gameplay in the month of February of 2024, and I'm gonna just keep this game on my PC, but I'm not gonna play this. Okay, story wise, this game is doing either is being stupid. The game story is either extremely smart or extremely dumb, the storytelling, but the actual gameplay is fantastic. Okay, so if you want to play this game, you can definitely play this game for the gameplay, but don't play it for the story. Okay, it is going to be good for everyone. Okay, so a detailed explanation of how the Gestalt is actually functioning. So if you like this video, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic. And you can definitely play the side story to actually know everything about what is happening. You can play this one, and you can play the Alpha Lucius one, and overall you'll eventually understand one by one of what is actually happening. The thing is, the Babylonian government is the one that created the virus by the help of Gestalt, but didn't actually realize themselves what was Gestalt actually doing. This is what I think. Gestalt may be the main villain. We actually do not know. Okay, so goodbye, stay safe, and see you again next time.